A brand new MMO is in the works by Greg Street, aka Ghostcrawler. Make sure to watch to the end. So we've got a new developer, a new studio, and there's a reason that this studio is big. Fantastic Pixel Castle. It's not the most intriguing or exciting studio name, in my opinion. It's kind of interesting, but they're going for something there. But there's a reason that this is big. This studio is manned, or, the person at the helm is Greg Street. Greg Street is the guy who worked on the Riot MMO just previous to this. He also worked on World of Warcraft. He worked on the Age of Empires series. This is Ghostcrawler. Some people may know him better as. But we've got this studio here, Fantastic Pixel Castle, and they're working on an MMO. It's crazy. This famous, super well-known guy in the gaming world worked on World of Warcraft and the Riot MMO, is making his own MMO now. Okay, so let's learn a little bit here about Fantastic Pixel Castle and what they're doing. So Fantastic Pixel Castle is a new studio founded in 2023 to create our take on a modernized fantasy MMORPG codenamed Ghost. So that's what we're going with. This MMO, it's going to be called Ghost for now. If you're interested in our studio, there's more context below. Okay, we are committed to being a fully remote and global studio so that we can hire world-class people and have them live their best lives. That's cool. That's a nice message. Their team values, they want to partner with the players. So every iteration takes our game to new heights. Partnering with our players builds trust and helps us embrace a wealth of diverse perspectives. Okay, so that's definitely nice. Players play our game as soon as it's meaningful, which empowers us to make changes, sometimes even big ones, when things aren't working. We talk about our vision, goals, and intentions with players so they can help shape the game through meaningful discussion. Everyone is empowered and supported in engaging with players if they want to, and we always have a way to get player feedback on our work. Well, that's definitely nice. So I'm guessing that just means, they're making the game in coordination with their player base, with their supportive community. They're trying to work with us to make a game that we want, which is cool. That's definitely cool. That's definitely nice. There is a limit to how cool that is, because some developers definitely take it overboard, and they can get something called feature creep, right? So the player base is going off about all these things they love in games, and the feature creep comes on. The developer starts to try and include all of these things, and it gets to be a little overwhelmed. Usually this ends up meaning a game goes into development hell and sometimes never comes out. So hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, so we're in this together. We foster a trusting work environment where it is easy to speak up when you think differently. That's good. We invite disagreement. Diverse perspectives are a treasure trove of insight, not a distraction. I definitely agree with that. It's good to hear someone say, no, I actually don't agree, and here's why. Because that's how you come up with better ideas. If everyone's just a yes man, and they all go along with the initial idea, that's not necessarily the best idea you could have had. We strive to communicate in ways that build each other up so we can make awesome experiences together. Everyone has knowledge and experience gaps, so we rely on each other to fill them. We embrace everyone's diverse styles of working and thinking and seek out ways to get everyone's best, honest opinions. We build bridges of support and understanding because we win as one. So that's cool, yeah. I mean, definitely trying to go for a very open and honest team environment, and I think this is the best way to go. It can get a little overwhelming if it's just, speak up anytime, all the time, open door policy all the time. Maybe there's too many ideas flowing in or too much back and forth, and things don't get done. So I'm sure there's got to be like a respectful or healthy limit to that. But it's really nice to see that this is the kind of environment they're going for. It's not some corporate heavy-handed, hey, it's got to be this way, our way or the highway kind of thing. It's definitely encouraging to see that. Have fun along the way. We love games, and we believe making them should be a joyful experience. We approach game development with joy and a playful heart, while acknowledging that making games can be challenging. We optimistically embrace change. Games are constantly evolving, so it's okay if our ideas don't play out like we thought they would. And we mandate 93 minutes of fun and a minimum of 3 memes per day. So these guys, you know, they're having fun with it. They're definitely, you know, they're definitely enjoying themselves, and that's good to see. Okay, so here, you know, they're saying, hey, we're hiring, so if you guys are interested, anybody has game development experience or just loves Ghostcrawler and the things he's worked on and wants to be a part of it, hey, there's the careers page. All right, Ghost, our game. Let's learn about it. So our goals for Ghost. Let's see what this is. Our goals for Ghost. As players, we are deeply in love with MMOs for their promise of social worlds. But we also feel that the genre has lately struggled to provide a community that you care about while still making your character feel heroic or special. Very true. Very true. Every time that I hop into, oh, say, you know, Final Fantasy XIV, or, you know, even maybe older games like RuneScape or something like that, you know, there's a community there, definitely, and you can, if you take that extra step, you can get involved in the community, but I feel like there aren't enough in-game mechanics to really make you be community involved, to really pull that community together. I think that's a better way to say it, to pull the community together, because making you be involved, it just sounds forced and not fun. But pulling that community together and really having that community experience while enjoying the world of the MMO together, I think that's really important. So it's good to see they're working on that, making it a focus. We believe MMOs have moved too far towards solo adventuring, where other players often just slow you down. Well, they do. They do, though. They just slow you down. Other people are just bad. No. Yeah, I get what they're saying, and it is kind of unfortunate. It's nice to have that solo experience. It is. It is really nice to have that. Sometimes you don't want to socialize at all, and you don't want to be pulled together with the community. So it is nice to have that solo kind of option, the PvE only, you know, solo experience. Yeah, but it's good that they're also trying to pull the community together. We want to bring back essential pillars of the MMO experience, both playing with friends and building a community. Yes, I agree. Great idea. We want to bring back the chance to impact the world around you. We are currently in early stages of development and don't have a planned release date for Ghost. We're so excited to share our first takes with you, but acknowledge that stuff will inevitably change as we test our ideas and get your feedback. So for those of you who only want to hear from us when our game is ready to try, we'll let you know when to tune back in. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously it's in early stages, right? So we didn't even get a trailer with this. It's just literally, hey, here's a website, and we've got some rough concept art and sort of our goals and values. So that's fine. The world of Ghost. Okay, so we get some concepts here. Imagine standing on the weathered cobblestones of an ancient city. In the sky above you are seemingly endless shards of broken worlds, a cornucopia of biomes that promise unlimited adventure and mystery. You are one of the survivors of an apocalypse lost to memory, and the rebuilding of the world now lies on your shoulders. That definitely sounds cool. It's definitely a cool concept. I like it. In Ghost, you travel to world shards to power up your characters, bring back resources, and build your fledgling civilization by growing and supporting the city's diverse and ever-changing factions. In turn, you'll see the city grow and evolve over time based on the choices and actions of players just like you, as an epic story unfolds season over season. Okay, there's a lot here, all right? So powering up your characters, bringing back resources, building the city. Okay. So normal character progression, but also getting those resources to work on the city. Is this Ashes of Creation? You can actually build up your own city? What's going on here? Okay, and then supporting and growing the city's diverse and ever-changing factions. So there are factions as well. That's pretty typical, so I mean, that's not like a surprise or anything, but you know, just interesting to hear that it's included. Okay, and it's a seasonal thing. So story unfolding season over season. So it sounds like the characters move the players move the world forward, and it's a development, like they said, season over season. This is really interesting. Yeah, this could be really interesting. You know, we gotta withhold the hype a little bit because it's so early, but the concept is very cool. The world of Ghost is an original IP designed from the ground up to create rich and immersive gameplay. It is a fantasy world of heroic adventure where you seek clues to uncover the mysteries of the world and engage with allies and enemies who have diverse motivations, actions, and secrets. You will fight with axes and crossbows and magic, but we do want to avoid the tropes of fantasy that you've always seen hundreds of times. Well, why? Why? I don't agree with that necessarily. Hopefully they don't try to stray too far from the tropes, because, I mean, they're there for a reason, right? They're tropes because they get redone, because they're good. You know, I don't see any problem with, you know, goblins and orcs and dragons and elves and dwarves. I think that's cool. I really like that stuff. I play Dungeons and Dragons to get back into that kind of more well-known, and I don't want to say generic, but, you know, essentially generic kind of high fantasy world. I love that stuff. So hopefully they don't try to stray too far from it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what their intention is later. For example, oh, here you go. For example, there are no elves or orcs in Ghost. That's kind of disappointing. It's a little bit disappointing, actually. Like, honestly. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe they'll have their own version. They're essentially elves and orcs, but they're just called something else. I don't know. We are pouring our passion into our IP development early in order to build something that you can enjoy for decades to come. Okay, well, that is a little bit concerning that they're trying to stay away from tropes of fantasy. I see no problem with those tropes, so we'll see how this develops here. What else we got? Conflict in the Shardlands. In our game, oh, by the way, look at this concept art. That definitely looks cool. Seeing these floating islands and then these cool, like, otherworldly shards floating in the world, in the air, it definitely invokes a feeling of, like, oh, adventure and excitement. All right, in our game, you will alternate between private realms that we're calling blue shards for you and your friends, and more public red shards that deliver a more traditional, massively multiplayer experience. Okay, interesting. Okay, so blue shards play a bit like a survival game. You and your friends can gather resources, construct bases, and adventure out into the wilderness. Blue shards are extremely variable, ensuring a place full of new discoveries and challenges, guaranteeing that you'll never see the same blue shard twice. Okay, interesting. This is sounding procedurally generated. That's exactly what it sounds like. Making sure you have the, you know, you never see the same shard twice, right? And it's a survival mode for you and your friends. Very, like, single player, well, not single player mode, but very, yeah, very small focus, right? You're not out there with the whole world with everybody else. Interesting. That's definitely interesting. Okay, because the blue shards belong to you, your effects on them are persistent and permanent. If you prefer a more competitive experience, you can host or join blue shards focused on guild rivalry, or even guild versus guild PvP. Okay. Red shards are crafted by some of the best world artists and encounter designers to provide a signature, massively multiplayer experience with many players at once. Red shards are some of the most challenging places in the game to survive, so your group will need to band together with other groups to defeat world bosses, collect critical resources, and even open the gates to the endgame raiding instances. Okay, so we're learning a lot here. There's going to be world bosses, which, I mean, that's pretty typical too, but just to hear it said, okay. There's going to be raiding, all right, so large groups fighting together, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 people. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot more challenging than those blue shard experiences, which makes sense. Yeah, because it's this is the more traditional MMO experience, so it's bigger. It's you know, it's everything in that package. Okay, fitting into your life. Ooh, I love this view. That's really cool. I love that. Standing on the shard, looking across to the other one. These warriors. We know there are sweaty raiders out there who will be excited to invest hundreds of hours in Ghost. Awesome. You'll have plenty to do, including making new characters, discovering new blue shards with different and game-changing rules, and of course, raiding. We know others of you out there want to play lots of other amazing games in addition to Ghost. Our story unfolds in chapters, so when you finish a chapter, that's a great time to take a break and know you won't get left behind. Okay, that's cool. I mean, hopefully, like they said, you know, there's lots of stuff to do for those people who like to grind. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see how that plays out. We also understand that many of you play with a group of friends that you take from game to game. MMOs are notorious for throwing up barriers to playing with friends, whether that's factions, servers, power levels, class mechanics, and so on. Ghost is designed so that the moment you first log in, you can be playing with friends, both new or old. Okay, that just sounds like scaling. That's really all that sounds like to me, is just, okay, they have a way to scale it. Hopefully it's done well, because scaling can be really annoying or just not good. Multitudes of classes. In keeping with the spirit of giving you lots of ways to play, Ghost is extremely alt-friendly, so that time invested in one character benefits all your characters. Okay, so are you literally just leveling up every character at the same rate, no matter who you play as? That's interesting if that's what they mean. I'm not really sure what they mean, but okay. And this matters because there are dozens of character classes in Ghost. Wow, dozens. They said dozens. So there's at least 24, because a dozen is 12, right? Wow. All right. Our hope is that you can find a class that really speaks to you. There will be many ways to fill tanking, healing, and damage dealing roles. Okay, this is important. So it's they're saying they're sticking to the normal trifecta of, you know, tank, healer, DPS. Okay, that's really interesting. So they're giving us that. Some of which will be iconic, and some of which will be a little weird. Okay, so they're giving you some differences. They're giving you some interesting ways to play, even though you do have those kind of core roles if you want. While you have several class options when Ghost launches, even more will be available as rewards within the game. Oh, okay. Hey, rewards within the game. You don't have to pay for them. Look at that, guys. Nice. All right. Ghost's combat combines updated control schemes and UI with the classic targeting and combat strategy we love from RPGs. Good. Okay, let's move on to the next panel here. When, where, and how can I play? Our goal is to move as quickly as we can in development, and we have many advantages that will help us bring Ghost to you faster than is typical for AAA games. Yes, they do. They have people who have worked on MMOs and worked on big games. They already have that big advantage. Huge industry experience that are going into the studio. So yeah, they should be able to pump stuff out a little bit quicker than someone just starting out or just deciding to make their first MMO, even if they've made other games before. We will also include you in early development and are committed to making even major changes based on your feedback. That's pretty impressive. Major changes. So they're saying like, hey, we don't like how these shards work. Can you change them to work like this? And they might include that. That's cool. All right, we'll bounce ideas off of interested players from time to time. And when we are ready for playtesters, we will absolutely make sure you know. Okay. Our initial development efforts are focused on PC. Look at that. Focused on PC. So they're not going to make it for console and then try to scale things for PC and have like performance and buggy lag weird issues. That is encouraging. Good. That's how it should be done. It says we'll ideally also ship on consoles as well. So consoles are in their mind, but the forefront focus is PC. Love to hear it. And while it is too soon to go into a lot of detail about our business model, don't worry about excessive gacha mechanics, endless loot boxes, pay to win, or the like. Oh, that's good. It does make you wonder what their monetization model is going to look like. Maybe that just means skins in a shop, or I don't know, maybe they have paid expansions even though the base game is free, or maybe you have to pay for the base game, but maybe that's okay. Maybe it's okay to pay for the game and expansions if it's really good. I think that's fine. Okay, let's continue on here. Mostly, we just have a look at the team, the careers again, and that is it. So that's, I mean, at the very least, in concept, the concept is exciting. It definitely has me going, okay, I need to keep this game on my radar. I need to see what this is going to look like. So I'm excited. I'm excited at least from that perspective. Well, what do you guys think? I know we can't get too hyped because it's just a concept, but it looks pretty cool for a concept. Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, a subscribe, and I will see you next time.